Well, good afternoon. Happy Thursday. It's Thursday, April 10th, and today, yes, today is the first day of my retirement, the first day of my actual participation in the Deferred Resignation Program. And I'm going to tell you what, it feels great. I'm so happy. Yesterday, after I left the installation I worked on, it just a sigh, a big weight just came off my shoulders. The knots in my stomach just unwound and disappeared. I started breathing better. It was just a sigh, a huge, huge sigh of relief. It felt so freaking fantastic. It was the best high I've ever had in my life. I was so happy. And I'm reading in the comments, and congratulations to those of you that also have decided to participate in the program. Congratulations to you. You know what I'm talking about. You know how happy you are, and you're doing it for all the right reasons, and you made a wise decision just like I did. Um, and the ironic thing, yesterday, it was so weird. A couple hours before I left, we got a call from the heavies, what we used to call them the heavies in the Marine Corps, the brass. We got a call from our headquarters folks, the headquarters for our section. And it was a conference call. They said it was informal. And basically, they said it just like this. They said, okay, the deferred resignation program is open again, and it's open until 14 April this time. And we're telling you folks this on this conference call straight like this. We're not forcing you or making you in any shape or fashion to sign up for this deferred resignation program. We're just advising you this. This program is shut down and it's not getting reopened. This program is shut down and it's not getting reopened. They named all these programs that these people in my former division support, and they said there is no way they are getting reopened again after the end of the fiscal year. And they said, the window for the first resignation, the first DRP, where you could get paid until December 31st, which I accepted. That's right. They said you will not get that. This time it's only going to be until the end of the fiscal year. And then after this window closes on the 14th, for those that do not accept it, the next step will be a reduction in force. So for you fellow civil servants, you know what that means. Because they said it just like they said, the next step will be the three-letter big R word that nobody likes to hear, which is RIF. And they said, the future's not looking bright for those people in those programs that they supported. And okay, now for you people that are not familiar with a RIF, I'm going to give you a little brief description. A RIF is, in civil service, people cannot be terminated. Well, they can, but it's a very long process, over a year to terminate. It's nearly impossible to fire a civil servant. But um, in the civil service, you do have layoffs. They're called RIFs. And what they do is, when a RIF comes, they go by seniority. First is they put like your SCD date, the date that you started, seniority. If you're a veteran, disabled veteran, those people are put at the very top of the list for not being let go. And then everybody else falls under. You got I think it's like the disabled veterans at the top, and then veterans, then your SCD date, and so on and so forth. But let me clear something up. Even though you're a veteran, if you just started, that don't mean that you're gonna automatically get to the top of the list. It just means like for example, I had a 28 plus years, and I'm a disabled vet, so I would be at the very top. Now, if you're a 4-year vet and you're disabled and you just started, you're not going to be on the top of the list. You'll be at the bottom. It's like SCD day seniority, disabled vet, so on and so forth. But anyway, with the RIF, what they basically do is, what's your job? If you fall under this RIF, the reduction in force, they try to find you. They give you 3 job offers in your geographical area, and if they can't find 3 jobs, they offer you at least 3 jobs. They try to do their best to offer you at least 3 jobs that are in your geographical area. That doesn't mean your state. That means in your geographical area. For example, I fell under the Southeast, so that could be from North Carolina to Florida, wherever it may be, and they'll pay for you. They'll PCS you where they pay for the move, but they'll offer you a job, and it won't be the same job you're doing. More than likely, it'll be another job that'll be close as possible to the pay. They'll still pay you as close as possible to what you're currently getting paid. But with this new job, whatever it may be, if it might be a lower rank, if it's a lower rank, you get paid for like 2 or 3 more years, and then you have to take that pay decrease or whatever. But basically they do their best to find you another job. It might not be where you're living. It could be anywhere in that region, Northeast region, Southeast region, West, Midwest, wherever. And but the main thing about a RIF is if they cannot find any jobs at all, they cut you loose with nothing, and then you don't get no severance pay, no nothing. Whatever annual leave you got built up, you'll get paid for that, of course, and then you're out the door. That's it. You're done. And and then what they'll do is they have priority placement program, PPP. They put you on that. What that means is as soon as something opens up for you within that region, that Southeast region or Northeast region, what have you, you'll get first dibs on that new gig. But keep in mind, they're reducing all over the country, and this is all over the globe because in my division we have overseas locations, and they said those people are not immune. They're all getting into this rift pot. They're all getting into this reduction in force. Nobody is immune, no matter where you are. You're getting in this pot, and we're cutting, we're chopping up, and so like I was just saying a second ago. So with a riff, if they can't find you nothing, they kick you out the door with nothing. Pay your annual leave check, kick you out the door, and then you'll be put on PPP, and then whatever pops up wherever you can apply for it. It's not like they're going, hey, call you, hey, you got this. No, they don't work that way. You apply for it, and I think there's a block where you can check if you're PPP, and then that gives you the priority bump to get hired for that gig. So, but keep in mind, the government is reducing everywhere, all over the globe. So your chances, even if you're on that PPP, are slim. And I think that you'll be on that PPP for only for so long. So basically, you're done. You get on that riff. And the worst, the thing that got me is there are people that still don't want to face the music. That the chances are very slim that you're going to survive this. Like I said, this has never happened. I've been, since I've been with civil service, we've had several rifts, and never have they ever. I've been with the government over 28 years. Ever has our section had an informal conference call telling people, hey, you better seriously consider this offer because after this, that's it, we chopping heads. They've never ever done this. But that goes again, I want to give them credit because that's how much they care. Like I told you in my previous videos, with government contractors and civil service government jobs, they really, really try their best to keep people, try to save people, try to save jobs. They do break their necks. I will give them that much credit. And again, I want to give President Trump, I hate the news for this because they're trying to villainize the man and he doesn't deserve it. This designated deferred resignation program is historic. It is the most historic, generous offer in United States history, and that is the honest truth. The standard, like I said, the max you could get was 40K with the standard voluntary retirement or voluntary separation incentive payment. Was the max was 40K. With the one I took, it surpasses the 40K, far surpasses that 40K. And I'm telling you, it's a lot of dough. It's almost 10 months of pay for a lot of people. So that's well past 40,000. I promise you, well past, blows it out the water. Even this one until September. That's let's see, this April, May, June, July, August. That's still 6 months of pay. That still surpasses the 40K. You know, and he's not getting credit, and it's unfair to him. They're trying to make him look like he was just kicking civil service out the door, and that's not the case. You know, he's giving people a choice whether to take this and go home, or we send you home with nothing. You know, so hats off to President Trump. Hats off to all the organizations trying to tell people. They're basically grabbing people. Yesterday, they basically grabbed people by the shoulders and held them face to face and said, look, this is it. This is your last chance. Take it and go home. Because after this, it's over. You are going out the door one way or another. And there's still people still trying to, I spoke to people yesterday. There's still people trying to talk themselves out of it, saying it's not them. But I'm gonna tell you, I was at a location in Virginia for over 20 years. I supported a program for over 20 years, and that program shut down, and people got. But a lot of people in with me that I work with support. They were smart. They got that they got that offer, that Vera VSIP offer, that early out offer. The majority of them took it. I don't think not one person did not take it. There was only like a handful. But for my organization, we were just the supporters for the program. The people within that program, when it shut down, they offered early retirements, and the majority of them they were gone. They took it. I'm still friends with quite a few of them. They're really good people. I'm still friends with them, and they're congratulating me on my DRP acceptance. And like I said, these people were like super intelligent people, a lot of them, and they knew. They was like, no, we see the writing on the wall. We're taking this money and we're going. They got a Viva, so I think the max they got was like 40K. But everybody I work with is intelligent, and I know how some people's life situations can be where they don't want to accept the truth when it's there because it's quite painful. But I'm telling you this in the most friendly way possible. As a trader, this is one of the things we have to learn as a trader. Like I told you, I trade futures, I trade Forex, stocks, and stuff. And this is one of the things you have to learn to survive in the trading game is when it's in front of you, like if you're in a loss or trading loss, when it's in front of you, the best thing is you got to accept that loss and cut your loss and get out of it. Once you're out of it, you can think clearly, reevaluate your trade, and then get back in the game. And that goes to this situation now with the federal cutbacks. I'm telling people this now. Evaluate your situation and be honest with yourself. If you look like you're a target or you got a potential of getting cut, whether they've told you or not, if you have a potential of getting cut out, I would accept the DRP, get out, and take my money, go home, take a month off, take 2 months off, relax, unwind, and then you can take your time. If you want to get back into working again, you can. You can start a business. You can do whatever you want. It is much better to get out on your terms than to get forced out. When you get forced out, it's over. Same thing in trading. When they force you out in trading, especially like if you're a family office trader like I am, when you get forced out in trading, that means you got no more money. You have no more money. You have $0, and your position is automatically closed, and you're done. You're out. And if you're in an institution, they have rules where if you're in the trade and you don't want to accept that it's a loss, and when it gets to a certain point, they'll automatically bump you out. And that's where you are right now with this government stuff. You're in a losing position. It's about to close out. They're giving you this ladder to climb your way out. It's much better to go out in style, go out on your own terms, than to sit there and wait till it's cut, and then you're out the door with squat. That's the worst thing in the world. It's the worst feeling in the world. Think about it. You know, you got to go out here now. You got nothing. You got no income. You know, you probably can get unemployment, however much that is, for a limited time, and now you're under pressure to do whatever you can to make ends meet, to start all over again. Whereas you take this DRP, you can sit, chillax, smoke you something, drink you something, whatever, or don't do nothing like that, or do whatever. Relax, unwind, get your mind right, and then go out here and you say, well, you know what? I'm not going back to the workforce. I have enough backup income to start my business, and I'm still getting paid, so I can get my business off the ground and do well, like I'm doing. And or you can say, okay, I'm going to go out after 2 months. I'm going to take a nice 2 month vacation. I'm going to take my time, and I'm going to take my time and find me a nice job in the private sector, or whatever the case may be. Much better. So you got 4 days to decide. And I'm telling you right now, better sit down and accept this medicine, because like I told you, when they had that conference call yesterday, that just confirmed my decision that I made the right choice. But I knew that, because like I said, my program at Fort Lee, Virginia had shut down. And so then they moved me down to Fayetteville, down to Fort Bragg. And I was just going around doing different odd jobs. And then finally, I got this nice sweet offer. I took it. I'm out the door, and I'm very happy, and I don't regret it one bit. So, but again, hats off to those who have accepted it. I hope you're happy like I am. If you're not yet, you will be, I promise. It feels good this first day. It's nice. I slept in, and tomorrow I'm going to work out, and I'm looking at trading. President Trump's words has the markets rocking, which is good. If you're a trader, volatility is good. So things are going well. Uh, I got my fiance and my youngest son waiting on me in the Philippines. I'll still post videos. I'm going to post more videos plenty of videos of when I get to the Philippines. I'll post videos there. So I will talk to you again soon. I'm going to go grab a bite to eat, take my time, look out, enjoy this nice sunshine, and bask in the fruits of my 28 plus years of labor. And another thing, it was ironic because, like I told you, I was here at Fort Lee or Fort Gregg Adams, Virginia, and then I moved down to Fayetteville to work on Fort Bragg. And the funny thing is my hometown is Fort Bragg. So I started my adult working life in Fort Bragg when I joined the Marine Corps. And how ironic is it that when I ended my working career, it was back in my hometown again. It doesn't justice doesn't get sweeter. I mean, not justice, but life doesn't get any sweeter than that. And the thing is my grandmother and my aunt, who both raised me, their resting sites at Sand Hills Veteran Cemetery. So got to see them and tell them, hey, you did a good job. I just retired. Congratulations to the three of us, because like I said, I grew up in very humble beginnings, and it was just the three of us, and life was not easy, and but we struggled together, and they made sure I stayed on the straight and narrow, because I grew up in a rougher part of town, and they kept me straight, and like my grandmother, she was a maid, so the people she worked for gave me work and kept honest money in my pockets. And then I had a friend down the street. His grandfather owned a auto shop slash junkyard. They gave me work. His wife, she had a greenhouse, gave me work, so kept money in my pocket. Kept me working all my life. So because a lot of friends that I do have, that they're on the straight and narrow. Then I have a lot of friends that did not go the straight path. For those of you who grew up in rough areas, you know how easy it is to go the wrong path. Very easy. But that's a whole nother matter. But anyway, I just wanted to put this out there, and hopefully, some of you that have not decided yet, you will take a strong, hard look and maybe accept this program if you think you're going to be a target. Because I don't want to see anybody put out the door without hope, without no income, without nothing, no benefits, no income, nothing. You can take this DRP and you can chill on out. It's a good way to go. Good way to go. But and those of you in my post, in the comment section, thank you for the wonderful comments. I appreciate it, and congratulations to you as well. And I will talk to you again very soon. Take care.